Listen, bases loaded, bottom of the ninth. I am live and direct in Avondale. And I want to talk about being in your feelings. When it's all said and done, as humans, we will encounter a flurry of emotions on a daily basis. And you got to stop and ask yourself, are these emotions aligned with the mission? And I'm going to say this again. You got to stop and ask yourself, are these emotions that I'm feeling, are they aligned with the mission? And I want to talk about frustration. Listen, you guys have to understand, as a man on his journey, as a future father, as a future provider, listen, frustration is a luxury that we cannot afford. And I'm gonna say this again, as a man, listen, pump up the volume. Avondale, thanks for the background, natural resources. And I'm gonna say this again, as a man, as a future provider, as a future uncle, as somebody that has value in a family, that somebody that has value in life, for somebody that has value in society, you gotta stop and ask yourself, how is frustration going to help you on a day-to-day basis? And I'm going to say this again. How is frustration going to help you on a day-to-day basis? Let me tell you guys something. Growing up in America, it's always been mind-blowing to me to watch people protest. Like, okay, as soon as everybody come and disperse, what did you really do? Absolutely nothing. And I'm gonna say this again, what did you do? Absolutely nothing. You know what protesting is about? It's about expressing your frustration. When it's all said and done, when you throw a temper tantrum, you are expressing your frustration. When it's all said and done, we are too blessed to be stressed. And I'm gonna say this again, listen, when I first came to Phoenix, Arizona, I didn't realize how beautiful the state was. I didn't realize how beautiful Phoenix as a whole was. But guess what? Now I'm here, year 3. Guess what? I wish I would feel frustrated. And I'm going to say this again. I wish I would feel frustrated. With all this beauty in the background, it's time to record. With all this beauty in the background, it's time to drop content. Listen, I had to pull over for this one. Because you guys have to understand, sometimes in life it's as simple as either you was born into resources or you got to get it out the dirt. And I'm going to say this again. The game is simple. Either you was born into resources or you got to get it out the dirt. That's just how life goes. So if you got to get it out the dirt, listen, frustration is not your friend. Frustration is actually the enemy. And I'm going to say this again. If you got to get it out the dirt, if you got to stand in the middle of nowhere without a band, Salta Mimi Banda. If you got to stand in the middle of nowhere without a crew. If you got to stand in the middle of nowhere without an entourage. If you got to stand in the middle of nowhere without a posse, you got to understand it's all on you. And the beauty of life is when it's all on you, you got to stop and ask yourself, how can I get frustrated when it's all on me? If I crash out, if I black out, when it's all said and done, guess what? The mission ain't going to go according to map out. And I'm going to say this again. If I crash out and if I black out, the mission is going to fail according to how I mapped out. You guys have to understand frustration, that's for kids. Now, if you a kid and you not getting no ice cream, throw a temper tantrum. But as a grown man, if you're not getting what you want, if you're not making what you want, I wish I would get frustrated. I wish I would throw a fit. I wish I would go downtown. I wish I would hold up a sign. I wish I would protest. We need more food. We need more. Let me tell you guys something. I don't complain. I make it work. When you frustrated, what you doing is you crying on the inside. And a lot of people don't want to talk about it. And a lot of people, and sometimes in life, when people look at your life, listen, I'm not playing with this video. Sometimes in life, when people look at your journey, they're going to say, oh, I know that's frustrating. Listen, cut ties with those people. Ain't nothing frustrating on this journey. And I'm going to say this again. A lot of people, they might look at the time period on your life. They might look how long it's taken for you to actually hit the pinnacle. And a lot of people, they're going to come into and tell you, I know that got to be frustrating. No, it's not frustrating. HR gonna hop on the phone, try to lie to you, talk about we're sorry for suspending you. I know that must be frustrating. It's not frustrating. When it's all said and done, nothing in life should get you frustrated. And this is real. And I'm going to say this again. Shout out, salute all the women that watch the content. When it's all said and done, once again, salute all the women. And I'm going to say, listen, for all you men, I feel like everything starts with us, ends with us. So guess what? We got to be the better leaders. And I want to talk about frustration. How is frustration going to help you out? Like, seriously, make it make sense. If you got to execute, you think you're going to execute if you got a bad attitude? And I'm going to say this again. You think that you're going to handle your business on a daily basis if you got a bad attitude? You think that you're going to do deliveries with a bad attitude? You think that you're going to show up to work with a bad attitude? You think that you're going to show up to a job interview with a bad attitude? No. That's what frustration produces. Let's talk about these emotions and let's get to the root cause, the root formula on this channel. Mr. Keep It Simple. Let's talk about frustration. 9 out of 10, when you're frustrated, you don't even date the woman that you want. You date the woman that's readily available because you frustrated with the woman that you really want. And the woman that you really want, all they want you to do is clean up. All they want you, and I'm gonna say this again, a lot of women that you want, that you think turning you down, that's because you're not a provider. That's because you're not walking around looking clean. If you cleaned up and actually stepped your resources up, you'll be surprised how your first person view will turn around. You'll be surprised how your first person view will change. You'll be surprised how you'll go for catching a bus, now you in that range. You'll be surprised. But guess what? Instead of actually taking care of what you need to take care of and actually execute it, what you're going to do is get frustrated and say, oh, I'm just going to date the woman down the street. I'm going to date the woman online. When it's all said and done, let me tell you guys something. Frustration, it will carry into every category into your life. It will boil over with sadness. It will boil over with depression. A lot of people that suffer with depression, they're frustrated about life. They're frustrated that they keep on making $70,000. They're frustrated. They're frustrated that their woman makes more money than them. They're frustrated that they bought a miniature house. They're frustrated. They really want a mansion, but they're frustrated because all they had was 5% to put down. They're frustrated about their house. They're frustrated about their life. They're frustrated about their woman. They're frustrated about their friends. They're frustrated about their neighborhood. They're frustrated. Shout out to the UK, they frustrated about their ends. You guys have to understand frustration, but nobody has time for that. And I'm going to say this again. Nobody has time for that. I'm in the middle of nowhere. You guys have to understand. Shout out to Arizona. To everybody that laughed at me, you guys are laughing at me, but you don't know where I live. You don't know the state that I live in. I just want to put that public service announcement out there. The fact that I'm in Arizona, I will not lose. And I'm going to say this again. With beautiful views like this, guess what? I will not lose. And I'm going to say this again. With beautiful views like this, I will not lose. Now, let's get back into frustration. When you're frustrated, guess what? Now you hang out with people that's also frustrated. Misery love company. That's the worst thing about frustrated. When you frustrated, this is how it goes. You're going to tell your man, listen, I can't stand those Democrats. He's going to be like, man, I can't stand those Democrats. Now y'all walking around harboring that Democratic energy. Then you got other people are frustrated. Man, I'm a Republican. I'm frustrated with the Democrats. Now you walking around harboring that Republican energy because you frustrated in general. So this is how society works. They find frustrated people in general and then they compartmentalize them, throw them in this group, throw them in that group, throw that in that neighborhood, throw them in that neighborhood, put them in this school, put that in this school. Listen, they know you frustrated. This is why I keep telling you, you guys cannot give in to the agenda. You guys cannot give in to the trap. They want everybody frustrated. How many people in life really like pump up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up? How many people really excited about life? How many people excited to wake up the next morning? How many people really going for it? How many people really bringing that la bamba and dia? How many people really lit? And I'm gonna tell you, many people not lit until they got people is telling them they lit. Let me tell you guys something. I don't need a friend. I don't need a cosigner. I don't need an entourage. I don't need a squad. When it's all said and done, I'm going hard on a boulevard all day, right down the hallway off of Broadway. Listen, I can't wait for you guys to realize the biggest secret is you cannot be stopped. Woo! And I'm going to say this again. I can't wait for all my subscribers to realize the biggest secret they don't want you to know in this world is you can't be stopped. Listen, when I'm telling you, when you get close to the finish line, it's going to be a different feeling. Right now, I understand your body probably going through it. I understand you're probably aching. I've been there before. I understand everything, every push-up, every pull-up you feeling. I feel it. But one thing you got to understand is life is not against you. And I'm going to say this again. Life is not against you. Don't develop a victim mindset. And I'm going to say this again. Whatever you do, do not develop a victim mindset. Life is not against you. The odds are not against you. Life is literally fair. And I'm going to say this again. Life is fair. Now we have social media. Shout out to everybody in Brazil. Shout out to everybody in La República Dominicana. Shout out to everybody in Croatia. When it's all said and done, we could care less about a hater. And I'm going to say this again. Shout out to everybody in Croatia. When it's all said and done, we could care less about a hater. Life is beautiful. You just got to really ask yourself, are you going hard? I've been dropping content, but when it's all said and done, I've never been out here in the middle of an energy field. And I'm going to say this again. I've never been out here in the middle of an energy field. We out here literally literally lit in the middle of an energy field. You guys have to understand. You see the towers? We out here, you feel me? When it's all said and done, if people try to throw dirt on your name, listen, when it's all said and done, they just mad because they not going to your destination. When it's all said and done, a lot of people, they want to be competitive, but we not going to the same place. So why are you competitive? Why are you competing? When it's all said and done, you're not going to tennis clubs. You're not going to the yacht club. Why are we competing? We're not going to the same place. When it's all said and done, they want you competing against people that's not going to your destination. Make it make sense, and that doesn't make sense. And I'm going to say this again. We're going to go up here. You feel me? New visuals, new content, but it doesn't make sense. Why would you compete with somebody that's not going to your destination? And I'm going to say this again. Why would you compete with somebody that's not going to your destination? When it's all said and done, you got to stay focused on getting to the finish line. Nothing really matters for the finish line. I don't care if you trip before the finish line. And I'm going to say this again. I don't care if you fall before the finish line. You have still yet to finish. I don't care if you came close to the finish line. You have yet to finish. When it's all said and done, until you cross that finish line, nothing matters. And I'm going to say this again. Until you cross that finish line, nothing matters. They're going to throw dirt on your name. That's why I came out here, because it go hand in hand with the video. You talk about creativity, they're going to throw dirt on your name. They're going to try to lie on you. They're going to spread rumors on you. They're going to say, oh, you're going to do X, Y, and Z, and you never said it. They're going to say that you said X, Y, and Z, and you never said it. They're going to try to throw dirt on your name. No pun intended. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Listen, when it's all said and done, there's nothing new under the sun. And I'm going to say this again. There's nothing new under the sun. Everybody wants to be great, but they don't realize they born great. They feel like I only can be great unless I'm validated by followers. Imagine that. They feel like I'm only great unless I'm validated by status. Imagine that. They feel like I'm only great unless I'm validated by podcast models. Imagine that. Imagine that. You let a podcast validate your greatness. Imagine that. You let a red pill coach validate your greatness. Imagine that. Imagine that. And I'm going to say that again. Imagine you let somebody other than your creator, you let somebody other than your maker, you let somebody that's a hater tell you what you going to be in life and what you can get out of life. All the resources that's available to you, you going to listen to somebody that doesn't care if you get any resources. When it's all said and done, listen, they don't care if you starve. They don't care if you don't got nothing to drink. They don't care. They don't care. They playing for keeps. When it's all said and done, life changes people. Society changes people. You don't know when the change happened, but it happened. And I'm going to say this again. Society changes people. You don't know when the change happened, but it happened. And now people, they caught up in all kind of politics. They caught up in all type of division. They telling you that due to the color of your skin, your genetics is better than the next man. But where's the resources? They lying to you. They lying to you. They want you to be mentally weak. You got to break through the mental weakness. When it's all said and done, your skin color does not make you anything more than the next man. Your skin color does not give you an advantage. Listen, running a touchdown, running a football, listen, that game was not even created by people that dominated. So when it's all said and done, what does athletic mean? What does genetics mean? Where's the resources? Where's the cream filling? They've been lying to us for too long. And I'm going to say this again. They've been lying to us for too long. They want us to feel like, due to just us being born, that we're a part of a tribe that we can't pull money from. They want us to feel like, oh, just because we're from so-and-so country, we're the best, we're the greatest. But when it's all said and done, where's the resources? When it's all said and done, they lying to everybody. They lying to everybody. That's why everybody frustrated. That's why everybody mad. Because everybody low-key getting lied to. And I'm going to say this again, the real reason everybody frustrated, the real reason everybody mad, because everybody low-key getting lied to. They getting lied to. They telling them that you're better than the next man. The next man, he's not like you. The next man, you got a better language. You got a better stance. You got a better education. You got a better house. You got a better girl. You got a better car. You got a better everything. And listen, it's all based and rooted in competition. That's why a lot of people frustrated, because they feel like, oh, look what that man got that I don't got. When it's all said and done, who cares? You need to thank God for the day. And I'm going to say this again. You need to thank God for the day. You need to thank God that you're alive. You need to thank God for another opportunity. When I tell you guys, LOO, layers of opportunity is real. And I'm going to say this again. LOO, layers of opportunity. We got layers of opportunity over here. It's real. You guys can record anywhere you want to record to. And I'm going to say this again. You guys can record anywhere you want to record. You could go hard. Nothing is stopping you. Nothing is holding you back. Nobody's against you. The odds are not against you. The system is not against you. The prison industry is not against you. The rap industry can't hold you. And if the rap industry can't hold you, you already know these R&B dudes can't hold you. These singing dudes can't hold you. These dudes that be lip singing, they can't hold you. When it's all said and done, they can't hold you. They can't stop you. If a rapper can't stop you, somebody that does country music can't stop you. Somebody that does an opera can't stop you. When it's all said and done, somebody play the violin, they can't stop you. You can't be stopped. And I'm going to say this again, you can't be stopped. Stop thinking that you can be stopped. And that's how we're going to finish this video. And that's real. Stop thinking that you can be stopped. I'm here to tell you, they don't know how to stop you. They will start a group chat, but they don't know how to stop you. They will start a whole Discord, but trust me, they don't know how to stop you. They will make videos about you, but trust me, they don't know how to stop you. They don't know how to stop you. They mad they can't stop you. That's why they really mad. They really mad because they got to sit back and it's nothing they can do about it. And I'm going to say this again. The real reason a lot of people mad is because there's nothing they can do about your greatness. Let it breathe.